over it again
and
and
this is
again.
very similar to what I did some of this with JJ too, because there's a lot of technique that people don't really discuss per se. So when I go to flex a horse to the inside, I keep my outside hand is straight, and the outside rein always determines the length of the neck, right? And then when I go to flex them, what I actually do is if I want to position the horse to the inside, I actually will pick my hand up to impact her pole and her jaw on the inside, and my outer rein determines the length of the neck and works on the lower jaw.
Okay.
And again, I have the contact out in front of me, so I'm always in a position of receiving the connection instead of taking the connection. Like I'm always looking to figure out how do I make this horse longer in front of me and shorter behind me and under me, right? So I'm always trying to change that. So I use my reins with a bent arm either here, here, and we'll talk about the haunches in because I can show you how to give her a lot more angle.
Okay.
And then I'll even be sacrilegious and go like that.
Go across.
Oh
okay.
yeah, but we're not allowed to talk
No,
about that.
no, I
USDF
understand.
says no, but
Yes.
that's bullshit to me. And then, so that's one thing I want to sort of see if we can address. And then I want you to be, I feel like there's a lot of tension here in your thigh. And I want you to just, it's not that you can't have contact on her, but it should be like this. And I feel like you're like that. Okay? So I want you to feel like your main point of connection, I'm going to ask you again to soften, just relax that a little bit. Good. That your main point of connection to her is here on your calf, and your upper calf on the inside. That's like what I use to drive my horses. And then I am relaxed here. The only time I really close my thigh on them is if I need an emergency brake to stop. And I try to be elastic here and really feel like I sit behind my knee and use my upper calf to drive. And if I have to go to my spur, I do. But one of the things you see a lot with a lot of riders that I help is that they go to close their lower leg and they close the upper leg and close the hip angle at the same time, which basically you're telling the horse to go and stop at the same time. So like I spend a lot of time trying to think about sitting on my tailbone a little bit. Charles probably talked to you about that a lot.
Yeah.
And that you sit behind your knees, and this is much better already what I can feel, and that you can activate the lower leg without tightening your hip or your thigh.
Okay.
So that's a very different feeling, but think for her sake, if you're activating her here and you're not tight here, she's going to be much more inclined to lift her back up, right?
No, it makes sense.
Into something that she's really receiving.
Yeah, it gives her an open space to move into.
And so I'm always looking for like, how do I help influence her without actually interfering with these horses?
Right.
So before we go ahead and pick up the walk again, and let's just put her on a 20-meter circle, and we're just going to play with having your hands a little bit more in front of you so you get comfortable with that feeling. Let me see. That's good. So basically the way, and this goes back to Carl Mikulka, more pressure means run faster. And if they don't move, like I start to, when I sensitize horses to my leg, I always start with one leg, usually my inside leg, and asking them to run sideways. And like over the course of 6 strides, I'll ask them to yield off my inner leg, and I'll start with this much pressure, and then I'll increase it to that. And if they're really not running, I turn my toe out and stick my spur in their side, and I don't take it out till they run away from it, and then I take it away. And the reasoning is that I want her to learn that if there's more pressure, if she moves faster, she gets relief. And what you see, and probably too with these school horses, is that you put more pressure and they slow down, right? Because they're just used to that. So I go in and I put a dial switch into my horses where I go, you know what? I'm going to make you real sensitive, and like a dimmer switch. And if you don't move off my leg, I'm going to put so much pressure on you, you want to get away from that spur. And then the moment they speed off, I take my leg out. And I will tell you that 99% of the horses I get on, I put this into them immediately. One leg and then the other. So that's a way, and then once I do the one side, then I turn around, I do the other side, and then I do both on a straight line.
And that would be forward.
Yep. And same thing, that they learn that more leg means pressure. And part of that comes from too, like when you're going to do your second level test and you turn down the line for shoulder in and she's not going anywhere and you put more leg on and she slows down, like that's the wrong answer.
Right.
She ought to
Yeah.
come into it and you go more and she goes, yes, right?
And she's getting there, but yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So that's
absolutely.
a little bit how I train. I put in that kind of mechanism into them, that it's very, very clear, very systematic.
What we teach the kids here is ask, tell, demand.
Right.
And that's exactly what you're saying.
Right. Yeah. And the big thing though, because this is not a kicking aid, this is a driving aid. So it's more, and then nothing. And they should feel like they get to the place where they really, like my horses will feel me start to imply that I'm going to put my leg on them, and they're like,
right.
You know, if it gets to 2 pounds, they're getting worried because they know what the aftermath will be if I have to use that much leg. The toe's going to turn out, the spur's going to go on their side, and they're going to fly sideways. So here are just a couple things that we can do today, and with your hands in front a little bit more, just talking a little bit more about like position and technique for her, and that your hands are really in front of you and elastic with an elastic elbow. And I always like to feel like my hands can be actually a little bit wide, unless you have something that's really fussy in the contact, and then you would do like what Carl Hester said, where you just put your hands together and leave them out in front. But this horse needs to be, she's nice in the bridle, but she needs to be suppled a little bit, right? Yeah. So, and then, Lori, have the feeling as you're walking her around that you have this sort of elasticity in your arm, and see if we can get her to take a bigger step in the collected walk. You know, you can start by closing both your legs and driving her, but keep your arm a little more elastic, like if you were out there breezing a racehorse, so that you follow her head and her neck a little bit more forward. So look at me, like this, every step. Yep, yep. So allow her to walk forward with yep, there you go. And then close your leg and ask for a little bit more walk. Good. And allow her to walk. There. Good. Good. Because I'm also, too, I want her to be in front of your leg in your seat, right? And she's a little bit, as she's walking around, I always look at horses and I go, I wonder if I could canter out of that. And if I don't think I could just go breathe on them and they could canter, they're probably not in front of my, not in front of my aids enough. So that sort of has to become the gold standard, that you feel like, all right, is she walking in front of me? Good. Enough that I could literally just slide my leg back and boom, she'd pick up canter. Good. So elastic arm? Yeah. Good. So allow her neck in that roundness. Keep following the bit forward. Yep. Good. You feel that? Good. And then if you feel like she's popping out over her outside shoulder a little bit, use your outside leg. Use your right leg and connect her to your left rein, so that you feel like you ask her to turn her forehand a little bit more to the inside from your outside leg to your inside rein, versus her being a little bit too much from the inner leg to the outer rein, because she wants to do that anyways. Good. And then elastic in the arm. Good. Very good. And keep feeling, hands in front. Good. 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 And then now on the open end of the circle, take your left leg and ask her, see if you can test her a little bit and go, horse, this is my left leg, and see how quickly she runs off. So I'd already have my spur in her, and she should be running. 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 Yeah, now take it away. Good. And tell her she's right, and then really relax the leg. Good. Oh, now she's a little more in front, right? Good.
Yes.
Right. Now she's a little bit going, uh-oh. Good. Now try it again. Yeah, right. Okay. So see how quick that it was to put that in? Okay. Now take her to the right, and we do the same thing to the right. And as you turn to the right, carry your right hand. As you change rein, carry your right hand, and be aware as you go through the turn. I want you to look down and make sure your right hand is at least even with your left, and that you're now starting to push your right hip forward. And you're going to really feel it. Good. Good. And then your right hand, and that was very good for you to shorten the rein, because your right hand wants to be way behind your left. Do you feel that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm totally a pretzel right at the moment.
You're right. And now push your right hip even more forward. Yeah. It's going to feel very dramatic, and you're probably going to be sore tomorrow. because we're so used to sitting in a certain way and we get very comfortable. Good, like that, good. So right hand, good. So arms elastic, good. Now, tune her up off your right leg here. So leg on, more pressure, leave the spur until she runs, right. But there she slowed, she even stopped, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. Keep the legs, keep the spur in her until she runs off. She might get very upset. Yep, keep it in. Tap her with the whip once. Yep, tap her with the whip. Yep, there you go, tap her with the whip. Because she still hasn't given. She is red. Good, now take it off. Good, now take it off, and then we're going to quietly repeat it. But you saw how she sort of snorted and kind of pushed against and slowed down, and that's a pretty normal. Good, try it again. Yeah, now take it off. Much better response. Tell her she's right. Good. But she had to sit there and kind of think about that, right? Where she's like, I don't know how I feel about this. Good, and carry your right rein. Yep, and right hip forward. Good, and then try her, and then see if you can have contact on a little bit contact on the left. Yep, to shape her neck. Good, and then heat her up off the right leg again. See what she does. She's got it. Good. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Then I know she's taking you. Now she starts to believe you a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Good, and then relax your
You're
thigh.
all right. You're all right.
Yeah. And they usually, horses that like to hide behind the leg usually get extremely offended when you initially put them in front, because suddenly they're not in the same amount of control. Good. But even for me, they always have more control, because then they get to determine how much leg you're putting on them. You know, and I think most horses want to ride with a light leg. Good.
Oh my gosh, is that a difference?
Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Good, and carry your right hand. Good, because you're going to see, and push your right hip forward. So Lori, you're going to have the feeling that you're like this, and it's going to hurt probably.
That's absolutely how I feel. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm completely crooked.
Yep, but now you're actually starting, good, and she's softer there, right? On the right
Yeah,
side.
she is.
Yeah,
She is.
so
can you tell me what she's doing with her inside, or with her right hind? Is she tracking?
she's tracking
straight?
very nicely up. Yeah, exactly into the hoof print.
Good.
Good.
So it's always been me, never her.
Yeah. And then have a feeling too, if you can, to really have, with your right hand, take your thumb and point it towards her right ear. Yep. Good. And try to flatten your wrist a little bit more. There you go. So your whip is over your thigh. We're over. Yep. Right. Good. You see how she just relaxed in the neck?
Yep.
Do you feel that? Good. So that's another thing too, because when I'm watching and sort of evaluating what's going on, now your right hand's creeping backwards again. But I always want to feel like I'm sending them up into the contact and receiving them out there. And sometimes your thumb on your right side is going there, which means that there's a stiffness in your wrist. And I want to always feel like I'm receiving the connection in the back of my elbow. And that literally that my hands are like, they're attached to the reins, but the main strength is never in my hand. It's always in the back of my upper arm, and the weight is in the back of my elbow. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good. Good.
I know it. I don't always do it.
Yeah. That's all of us. Good. So right hip forward again, and right hand in front. Because you'll see on the video, too, what happens as you go around is that little by little it starts to you start to go like this. Okay? So I want you to do the opposite. I want you to push your right hand forward. Yep. So you're really receiving the contact, and right hip forward. Good. And you see she gets softer when you do that.
Yeah.
And does that start to make sense a little bit? Good. And then just for me, check her up once more again on the inside leg. Put a little bit of a dial switch into her and see. She should be running away by now. She should be running away. Right. There, she's slowing down. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, no, good. Now take it off. Now take it off and retest her. Maybe a little bit away from the fence. So horse, this is my, yeah. Now she goes, all right, lady, you don't have to stick your spur in me. Good, and then relax your thigh, right hand in front, right thumb pointed to the right ear. Yep, elbows bent, and receiving the connection. And outside rein determines the length of the neck and the shape. Yep, good. And then carry the right rein, because there it went to fall down again. Yeah, you feel that? And then you could use your right leg to send her a little bit more through. Good. You feel that?
Mm-hmm.
She's quite good there in the walk. Very good. And then relax your right thigh. Yep. Because I want to feel like I could walk up to you and move you and not have the feeling that I have tension there in the knee. Good. Good. All right. So now let's go back to posting trot. And hands in front, right hip forward. Yeah, right, good. Good. Yep, and change your diagonal, good. And right hand carried in front of you. Yep. Thumb pointing to her right ear. There, good. You know, when you did that, she went round for 2 strides pretty immediately, right?
Yeah.
Good, hands in front, carry the right hand again. Left hand, yeah, right, good. And then force your right hip to your right hand. It's gonna feel awful. Good, that she's getting a bit softer, and then right hand in front of you a little bit more. There, good. And then think, if you feel like she's a little bit too overbent on the inside, straighten her on the left rein. And then carry the right hand. Right. How's that feel? Different.
Better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight on the outside, carry the right hand again. There you go, good. Good, and keep pushing your right hip forward. Good, and then now I want the tempo a little bit quicker. So I'm looking at her going 1, 2, 1, 2, there. Good. And she even got a little rounder there, right, when you did that.
Yeah.
Good. So right hand carried in front of you. Yeah, good. You don't need it. That's what I'm going to try to impress on you, is that, oh, and now she says, this is too hard, I'm going to start spooking.
Yep.
Good. That's all right. Good. So right hand in front, left hand still, and connection on the left rein. Right hand carried again. Yep. Left hand still. So look at me. Right, and then a little more connection on the left. That you feel, just yes, good. And now carry the right hand again. There, very good. You feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Now she's quite nice in the frame there. Good, and the tempo is good. Now I'm going to make it a little easier on you. Go ahead and change rein. Yep, right hand carried. Exactly. Yep.
And I changed my diagonals too many times.
That's all right. Hands in front. Good. Very good. And then that's...
But.
Yep. Good. And then a little bit more tempo here. There. There's your horse. Good. And this might start to send her over the cliff, because she's going, oh, there's a bit of pressure. I don't know about this lady in the middle. Good. How's that feel?
Good right now.
Yeah, really good. So now carry your left hand a little bit. There. And then contact on the right. Good. Good. And then you really sit behind your knee and think about when you're posting that you're posting up and down, not up and forward. There you go. Good. How's that feel?
We're good.
Yeah, good. Very good. So up and down. Yeah, very nice. And the arms are bent and receiving the connect. Good. How's that feel? It looks really good. And for me, the tempo looks really good. But that's why I'm asking how it feels, because sometimes how it feels and how it looks don't match. Good. And if she starts to run away too much, Lori, just slow your post down. Don't try to pull on her. Just, yeah, she came right back to you, didn't she?
Yes.
Right, and that's really the thing.
She's gotten very sensitive to body speed.
Which is great. Good. Very good. How's that feel?
Good.
Because the tempo is very good here. And then go back to the right. And keep your arms bent. Yeah, and then now carry your right hand and start to feel your right hip pushing through as you do it. Right hand in front. There, right hand in front of you. Contact on the left rein that she's empty on. Good. Right hand in front. Yep. So left hand, look down at your hands, and you tell me which hand's in front.
Left.
Right. So right hip forward to the right hand. Don't worry. Don't worry. Good. That's right. So she's straight on the left rein and right hand carried in front of you. Bend the arm. There. Good job. Good job. And then fight with yourself again. Right hand in front. There. You see how she just liked that, right?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So bend the arm a little bit more. Keep her straight on the outside rein. Keep her straight on the outside rein. Good. Carry the right hand again. There. Very good. Right hip forward to the right rein. Shape is really nice in her. Very good. How's that feel? Fighting with yourself a little bit, but it's you're on the right way.
She's being good.
Yeah, you're really on the right way. So right thumb towards her right ear. Yeah, good. Carry her in her rein again. There you go. And you see how she just relaxed there, right? A little bit.
I could feel her coming
a little bit more through, right?
Yeah.
Right hand carried again. Let her go there. Good. Very good. Carry the right hand again. Yeah, right. And she's even pretty soft there, right?
Yeah.
Just trying to give you a little bit of awareness. Good. Right hand again. So, good. Very good. And then you tell me, Lori, if you need a break, I'm happy to give you a break. Otherwise, I'll just keep working you.
Keep working.
Okay, good. So right hand carried. Good. Good.
She might start complaining.
Well, that's all right. She's entitled. She's red. Good. Carry your right hand. There. Good. Now change rein again. She looks quite lovely here. Right hand carried. Yeah. Right hand. Good. Very good. And now carry the left hand as you come through the turn. Your left hip will automatically go where you want it to go. Doesn't matter. Good. She's straight on the right. Yep. How's that feel? So for me, she looks very good here. And then again for yourself, keep thinking that you're posting up and down, not up and forward.
As soon as I change my seat, she thinks stop.
Yep. Good. Very good. Then when you're ready, go ahead and sit down and just left hip forward and just breathe on her with your outside leg and pick up canter. Hands in front. That's all right. I don't mind. Good. Now hands in front of you a little more. Good. Now allow her, have an independent arm here. So sit down her back and feel your tailbone connected to her vertebrae there, and look at me. Allow her to move her head and neck forward. Don't carry her. Bend your arms a little more. There. There you go. Good. Now bump her once with your outside leg and say, I need your outside hind leg a little more involved. Good. That's right. You feel the difference?
Yes.
She just got a little quicker behind in the right way. Good. Hands in front. Good. How's that feel?
Beautiful.
Yeah, really good. Allow her to carry her own head and neck there. Good. Bump her once with the outside leg again. Good. And the reason I bump, Lori, is because I want to activate her. And the first canter step is always that outside hind leg, and I want her to go, shit, I need her to put that foot down really fast. Good. Hands in front and carried. So, good. How's that feel? It looks quite nice, actually.
It feels balanced.
Yep.
And like she's carrying her own
And that's the
head
whole
and neck.
That's the whole game. Good. Very good. And then you can do a little, like if you want to flex her a little more to the inside, you can pick your left hand up, bend your elbow. Good. You feel that?
Yes.
So then it's not that you take away and shorten her neck more. You just influence her pull and her jaw a little bit differently. And then hands in front, let her carry herself. Very good. Very good. Hands in front. Yeah, allow her to have her own head and neck there. Very good. Super. Good. Good. Very good. Canter for her is quite lovely here. And then when you're ready, gently counter flex, bump your seat, relax your seat, down to trot, hands in front, bend your arms, hands in front. Yeah, good. You see, she almost got short, and then you push your hand forward, and she was beautiful in the contact. Good. Good. Now I want to go back to the right. Good. So you post a little bit more up and down with your upper body. Yep. Keep your arms bent. Yep. And then to the right, I want you to really concentrate on having your right hand in front of you. And the right hip forward. Good. That's right. Good. So right hand carried in front, and then I want her straight on the left rein. So almost good. So right hand, look down at your hands. There you go. Good. Again, pick your right hand up and have it in front of you. Good. Again, right hand carried. Yep. Right hand carried again. Yep, good. And now pick it up so high that you actually influence her pulling her. Yeah, contact on the left as you do it. Yeah, ooh, yeah, right.
Okay.
Contact on the left as you do it. Good. Hand up, not backwards. There. You feel that?
Yes.
And she should think about yielding there a little. Good. And then relax. Right. Very good. And right hand carried in front of you a little more. And pick the hand up again with the thumb looking towards you, and keep the contact on the left. Yep. Yep. Good. Good. You could, for me, Lori, you could even have it 2 inches a bit more in front. Yep. Just the inside hand. Yeah. And then pick the hand up again. Yeah, influence her there. Outside hand down. Right. Right. Until you feel her. Good. Step through and start to yield there. Very good. That's right. Different, right?
Definitely, yes.
Good. So carry the inner rein again. Good. There you go. Good. Now I want you to push your right hip forward and pick up canter. But I want the inside hand in front too. Contact on the left, right hip forward. Contact on the left. Good. Oh, good job.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. Good. Right hand carried in front of you. So, good. Now push your right hip forward. Fight with yourself a bit. Just force it up there and relax your thigh. Good. Hands in front, carry your right hand again. There you go, good. Very good. And then bumper once with the outside leg. Yep, carry the right hand again. That's right, good. Now I want her a little straighter on the left with the right hand carried in front of you. Push your right hip forward. Yep, right hip forward. There you go. I know
Trying
it's
not
hard.
to let my spine drop.
That's all right, you're doing a good job. Good. Right hip forward. Good. Good. And then now pick her up a little bit more with the inside rein and see if we can, yeah. Good. She says, maybe I'll spook. This is getting hard. Good, very good. How's that feel? She starts to carry herself. So she's straight on the outside rein, inner hand carried in front of you. So you feel like you're really receiving the connection. You're dictating the frame out in front of you, not taking backwards towards your body.
Good there?
Yep, very good. And then now for me, right hand even. Two, yeah, there you go. So you can relax your left hand down a little. You're out. Yes, you feel that? Now carry your inside hand. There you go. You feel that? She got good in her shoulder, yeah? Good. That's right. Very good. Very much better. Carry the right hand again. Oh, very. How's that feel?
Good.
Yeah, good. Very good. Right hand carry. Right hip. Yeah, there you go. Force your right hip to your right hand, because there it goes creeping backwards towards the saddle again. The hand. Yeah, very good. Good. Very good. And then when you're ready, just slight counter flexion, bump your seat back to trot. Good. Hands in front. Right hip forward. Hands in front. Carry. Good. A little more tempo. Good. Good. Bend your arms. Good. Carry your right hand. So, there you go. Carry your right hand again. That's right. Contact on the left. Good. And then carry the right rein. Say, come on, sweetheart. I know this is hard, but you don't have to work another 23 hours, so good. Carry the right rein. A little more. So I want her to really look at me a little bit. But from this, look at me, Lori. Pick your hand up. Bend your arm. Bend your elbow. Yeah, there. You feel that? Contact on the left as you do it. Carry the hand. So, there. You feel that?
Yes.
She starts to let go in the fall in the jaw, right? Different, huh?
Yes.
Good. And then now I think we do need to let her have a break, because I've kept you guys out here for a bit. Good. And then she has to walk on. So elastic arm. So follow her head and neck forward with your arm. So what I'm trying to do is give you a little bit of awareness to how we actually influence the horses off of how we're sitting on them, and then also what we're doing in the contact. And you can feel the difference, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm always like, the whole point of dressage is we're gymnasticizing the horses, and for me, what that means is we're making them ambidextrous, and then we're also balancing them. Like, the whole game is how do we balance the horse to carry us and then make their gaits more dynamic and beautiful, which is a lot, right? And so I'm always looking for how can I take the horse's energy and ride it from back to front as equally as possible, and teach them to go through themselves without inadvertently blocking them in some way. And as you go up the levels, you start to understand that gets very much more detailed on how you do that, because then you're going for more extreme movements and harder movements, more technically difficult movements. But you could see, I want to walk her a bit, and then I want to do some shoulder in and haunches in, because I think I could really help you with that, just by changing a couple things. But you should have felt like she was more back to front.
Definitely.
That she was softer, that you could influence her a little bit more, that she was less resistant. That the canter depart to the right was set up perfectly, right? And then she just did it. And so that's where I want you to play with the feeling that you really check what you're doing with your inside hip and with your right hip and your right hand before you do that. Because if you're here, she has no choice but to sort of come hollow and throw herself into that lead. But if you're here, she could just go jump into it, and she did, and it was very nice. She really picked you up very well there. And it's difficult, you know. When we start getting very technical about things, like, you know, you're told your entire life not to look down, which is true. You shouldn't be looking down, but it really helped you when I said look at your hands, right? Because you went oh, right? And that's what I mean. So I think that everybody's a little bit different visually and then what they feel and how they learn and everything else. And so, I'll start trying to tip people off into things, and then if you need a visual cue, like sometimes it really helps to look down at your hands. So despite what everyone says, never ever look down and whatever else. We're not jumping, so it's okay. So, and I don't know if you want to let her actually have a long frame for a moment, let her really catch a breather, and then I want to talk about the shoulder in, and I'm going to really break it down for you, and also haunches in. Okay. So probably more broken down than most people. But again, too, when I come in and I work with new people, I assume nothing. So, and it's better that you know exactly what I'm talking about, so it's very clear. So when I do shoulder in, I'm actually doing shoulder in. I'm not pushing the hind leg out.
Right.
And that's a very different thing than you see 90% of the population do, because you'll see them come up, and the first thing they do is they go, okay, we're going to do shoulder in, so I'm going to choke the horse on this rein, and I'm going to use my inner leg, and I'm going to force them into some sort of bend, and shoulder in for me has nothing to do with that at all. Because what I want to be able to do is the horse is bent around my inner leg, but I want them to literally bring their forehand in and then half halt and then let them go, so that they get also very expressive this way. And that's how you start to get the horses with the really big scores. If you see a really good shoulder in, you see them with the outside foreleg, they're like eating the ground, right? Which is the same thing too in a half pass. It's not from choking them to death. You half halt, set them up, and they should be able to come real extreme with the outside foreleg. And if you see the really good horses, they do that. So when I do shoulder in, I break it down a little bit differently than most people. I always have the feeling, like I'll come through the corner, and like if I have a young horse, for instance, that I'm trying to teach shoulder in for the first time, I'll do an 8-meter volt. That's a lot of bend, right?
Yeah.
A pretty tight turn. And then what I do, my inner leg's on because I'm in the turn. What I do is I act like I'm going to turn again, and I take both my hands to the inside for a stride. And then at the last moment I go, no, I changed my mind. So I go, come here, and then I release and put my inner leg on. And if they fall down, I fix it. I say, come here. I take my inner leg off, and I say, come here. And they move the shoulder over, half halt, and then I put my inner leg on. So this is a little complicated because I'm splitting my aids up. But at the same point, I don't want to hold the horse.
Right.
So, because I want to set them up so that they're in a movement that they can really go through themselves. So I literally bring the forehand in like that. Half halt, allow, then put my leg on. So I want to do that a couple times.
Okay.
And this is the thing. To the left, she's going to fall right because I see that I see her doing that anyways. And she's probably going to want to be overbent and here.
Yeah,
and
she always wants us to hold the left side of her face.
Exactly.
So I have to not let myself get trapped.
And you're going to have to really go, come here, sweetheart, and then let go. And maybe even straighten her neck on the right side a bit, is my guess. And it'll be easier for you because, again, the left hip is forward. When we go to the right, you're going to have to really force yourself to go, come here. So she's really, it's going to feel very extreme. But what you'll start to feel is how much bend you actually put in, like proper positioning you put into your horses when you can push your inner hip forward equally. So we're going to start with shoulder in, and then I'll do haunches in.
Okay.
And I want to start at the walk, and then we'll go up to the trot. So literally, just like I said, go ahead and pick up the walk, get a good feeling in the walk with your hands nicely in front of you, do an 8-meter volt, and then you're going to turn the forehand to the inside, half halt, give the hand forward, and put your left leg on. And check her up right now, squeeze her. Yeah, there you just moved her in front of you. That was good. Good. And go with your hands. So you really have the feeling you sit behind your knee and you're receiving the connection out in front of you. Good. Yep, good. Good. So hands in front. Good. That was better, right? When you let go and push your hand forward.
Yes.
Good. So 8-meter volt. Yep. Good. Good. And then you're going to act like you're going to turn again. You're going to take both your hands to the left for a stride. Both hands to the left. Right, now then half halt. Almost too much, right? Good. Good. Carry your left hand and straighten her on the right rein a little bit. Ooh, she doesn't like this. Good. So this is for me, she's almost has too much angle, like a leg yield. But that's good. That's better than her not doing enough, in my opinion. But that was right. Go ahead and turn around.
Should I have kept a little more limit on, can I trot her back?
Yeah, trot her back, sure.
Should I have kept the reins a little more limited?
Yeah, I would have had her a little rounder.
Okay.
But again, with the hand in front of me. Good. That's right. Good. Good. So hand in front.
You're not looking.
She says, this is getting hard. I might need to start patrolling. Good. 8-meter circle. Good. Hands in front. Good. Good. And then you're going to literally feel like you're going to turn her back to the inside.
But not so much angle.
Yep, not so much angle. So both hands towards the left. Yep. Now put your inner leg on. Boom. You feel that?
Yeah.
How's that feel?
It feels like she's right there.
She's right there.
There you go.
She's right there. Good. Now straighten her out. Yeah, and ride straight ahead. Good. Now take both hands. Oh, I was going to let you do it without the volt. But just so that you start to really get the feeling that you can really bring the horse to the inside, bring her forehand to the inside. And what you will learn later on as you go up the levels too, this is super, super important in canter pirouettes. Like really important. Good. Good. So hands in front, bent arm. Yeah. Good. One more time. And now try to do it without the volt. So both hands towards me. And yep. And then inner leg. Good. Good. How's that feel? Now can you soften your right rein? And will she stand up? How's that feel? Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Good. Very good. And I don't mind. The left rein for me is fine. Okay. So now let's complicate a little bit. Go ahead and pick up trot, and let's do the same thing at the trot.
Okay.
With your hands in front of you.
You may not attack Flyer. That's her least favorite horse on the farm.
Yeah. Good. That's fine. And then a little bit more, when she's done, a little bit more in front of you. Good. Hands in front. And then, again, do an 8-meter volt. Hands in front. Yeah. Do an 8-meter volt, and then take the forehand to the inside. Yep. Hands in front. Good. Good. Little rounder through the right rein here. Yep. Good. And then turn like you're going to turn again. Right. Good. Good. And then again, another 8-meter volt. You could do it in between these jumps or around the jump.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. You're totally fine.
Instantaneous.
Yep. Hands in front.
I'm on the aids.
Yep. Good. Hands in front, and then act like you're going to turn again. Both hands towards the inside again. Right, and then you feel that?
There we go.
Yeah, really good. And carry your left hand in front of you a little bit more. There you go. And then now pick the left rein up a little bit here and say, sweetheart, I said look to the inside. And keep her straight on the outside rein. Good. That's right. So carry the left hand again. Yeah, you feel that? Outside hand down, carry your inner rein. There you go. Good. That's right. And then even here, bring both hands to the inside and ask her for a little bit more shoulder in, even as you're just trotting. Good. That's right. Good. How's that feel?
Good.
Different. Good. Hands in front. Good. The trot is very good there. Now I want you to go to the right and do the same thing to the right, but you start at the walk. And yeah, good. Carry your right hand. Right hand way in front of you. Don't worry. Right hand in front, even if she's looking. Good. 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 And then same thing. You're going to do an 8-meter volt, and then and really with your right hip forward. And you're going to have your right hand carried in front of you too, and she's straight on the left. Good. And you're going to act like you're going to turn again. Right hip forward, right hand carried, and then add your leg. So, good. You feel that? Right hip. Fight with yourself. There you go. But you feel it, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
She's responding much better.
Yeah. And that's the thing is that then you start to feel, okay, now I know how I can influence her. Right hand carried. Good. Right hand carried. Yeah, really good. And then straight on the left rein. Good. Right hand carried. Yeah, you feel the difference, right? Good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good. 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 So good. And yeah, fine. You can circle and then repeat it. Good. And then she's quite nice there on the contact, right? Right hand
Yes.
carried in front of you. And then act like you're going to turn again. Yep. You're going to turn again. And then leg. Right. Very good. Right hand carried, right hip. Fight with your right hip. There you go. You feel that? Right hip, right hand. Carry your right hand. Good. Good. Very good. You feel the difference? That's
Yes.
actually, that's quite good there. Now go ahead and pick up trot and do it from the trot. I trust you. Right hand carried. Yeah. Atta girl. Relax your right knee. There you go. Good. Good. And a little bit more trot. Yep. Right hand carried again. Yep. Good.
Circle first or
Yeah,
just down
yeah,
the...
go ahead and circle first. You can do it around the jump or whatever's easiest for you. Right hand carried in front of you. Good. Good. Carry your right hand. Very good. Look where you're going. And then act like you're going to turn her again. Act like you're going to turn her again. Right hand carried, right hip. Good. You feel that? And then contact
There
on
we
the
go.
left. And what you're going to see on your video is that you hit the rail and your right hand drop behind. Yeah. And that's good. And then go ahead. You can do it down the next long side too. Right hand carried in front of you. There. And then do another 8-meter vault. Feel like you really like the circle. Good. Carry your right hand. Right hip forward. Yes. Contact on the left rein. Contact on the left. Good. And then carry the right hand. So, there you go. Good. Very good. Right hand carried. There. Yeah,
There.
you feel that?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Super.
As soon as I did it, she gave it
And
to
she
me.
gave, right. So that's what I'm always good. Right hand carried. Yeah, super. Good. Okay. All right. So now, Lori, I'm going to give you one more. We're going to do haunches in, and I'm going to break that down for you too, because now I think you feel what I'm talking about, right? It should not be hard. It's for me so much about setting up the feet and then carrying on with something. So haunches in. I'm going to break that down again too. So when I do, the first thing I always check when I get on a horse and I don't know it and I'm going to do some lateral work is the first thing I always check is, can I bring the forehand in? Because anyone can push a hind leg out, right? But they can't necessarily really bring the forehand to the inside. So when I go to do haunches in, I try to also not complicate my aids too much, but I don't override my inner leg. My inner leg is there for as a bending pole, and that they also are staying straight down the rail. You know, if you're empty totally here, they could just swing in like this and do whatever they want.
Right.
And I want them on the line. But a bit the same thing. My inside hip is forward.
Okay.
Carry my inner rein for the bend. The outside rein, my elbow is attached to my body. The outside rein is here. I slide my outside leg back, and if I want more angle behind me, I keep my inner hand carried in front with the bend, take my outside rein away from the neck. But you see where my elbow is? So when you have contact on the opposite rein and you take a rein this way, they have to yield like that behind you. They have to give. And that's the only point, and they're looking for relief. So I also, too, if I need more bend in front of me, I do that for a stride. But I want to really have the feeling that they're quite bent in front and also quite bent behind me. So I'm
Right.
And then that they get real supple there, and then I can relax and they just carry it forward. So again, we start the walk.
Okay.
And because again, I always, if I can, I always start right down to the walk because I think it's easier to split things up and not try to speed it up until you really feel what I'm talking about. Good. And you don't have to do a vault for this. I just want her bent to the inside. Yep. Good. Good. Inner hip forward. Good. Now, keeping contact on the left rein, take the right hand away from the neck with your elbow in. There, you feel, now give. Whoa, you feel that?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's what I'm saying. You can,
Okay.
you understand?
Yes.
So then you really can influence, good. how much, and you shouldn't need that much leg, eh? So take the right hand away again with the elbow in. Right. Right. You feel that? Super. Good. Okay. That's what I'm talking about, because then, so for the show ring, they're probably going to complain. She has too much angle, she's too bent. That's actually gymnasticizing her, where she actually has to use herself. Good. And then you can go ahead and do it at the trot. So hands in front. Yep. Your reins are short enough. You have a little bit of impulsion. Yep. Hands in front. Yep. Good. Good. And then relax. Good. And then left hand carried in front of you. Good. Good. Inner hip forward. Good. Now take the right hand away from the neck, but keep your left hand bent in front of you. There. Right hand away. Good. That's right. How's that feel? It's a lot of angle,
there.
huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then if I don't have enough bend in front of me, or if I feel like they're cheating a little bit in the shoulder, like I want to always feel like in front of me I have this really hollow pocket. I will take, if I need to, I'll take my inside rein across the neck for a stride and say, come on, I said yield the shoulder. Right, you feel that, right?
Yep.
Exact same thing. Good. And one more time. Good. Hands in front. There you go. Inner hand carried. Good. Good. Yeah, good. Carry the left hand. Right. Ask for a little bit more bend. Take it. Yeah. There. And then giving. That's right. And then giving. Good. There you go. You feel that?
Yes.
Then you also start to feel good. And then we can do the same thing. Walk or do the same thing to the right. And then you start to feel, okay, how could I half pass? Like you start to feel that would be easier, right? Because then all of a sudden she's yielding in front of you and behind you. And then it's just to take that on a diagonal line. And then we do the same thing to the right. So right hand carried, right hip forward. Good. Now take the left hand away from the neck. Carry the right rein. Yep. 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 And this is going to be hard. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. She's not going to like. Good. There. This is good. You feel that? Good. Now take the, yeah, good. Because this is where she has to get hollow. And she has to let you. And then you take, good. Right there. Good. There. And there you go. You feel that? And you got a lot of bend there. Good. And sit on the right seat bone when you do it. Super. I know, it's hard. Now you feel like a pretzel. Good. But you're going to see on your video, there's a ton of, she's bent properly, and she's in a ton of angle. And then just repeat it on the short wall once, and then you can trot her back down here and try it again. So right hip forward. Good. Carry the right hand. Get into her there. Good. Right. Get into her there. Yeah, bend that right arm. Carry it. Say, come on, now look to the right. She has to look to the right. Good. Sit to the right. Yeah, there. Now take the left hand away once. Good. And giving. Good. There you go. There you go. There you go. Very good.
Good.
Very good, especially at the end, huh? And then you feel where you can be a little bit softer and give her a little bit of relief, right? Good. Do it again once. Right hand carried. Sit on the right seat bone. Right hip forward. Good. That's getting easier, right? Right hand carried. Good. That's right. That's right. Good. Very good. Yeah, very good. Right hand. Yeah, right hand in front of you.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. Good. Good. Bump her once with your left leg. Now she's just saying this is getting hard, and I'm not quite sure.
And
I
there's
can do
monsters
this.
and
Right. Yeah. Good. Carry the right rein. So, good. Now take the left hand away once. Yep. Good. And then giving.
There
Good.
you go.
And then right bend. Carry the right hand. I want her to look a little bit more towards me. Yep. Pick the hand up, and you can.
It's hard to stay on the right side of the saddle.
It is. Yeah. But also too, think where good. There you go. There you go. But think your left side is a bit more dominant there. So that's also too. I'm also the same way where I sit more left because my left hip is forward. Good. Now try it at the trot. But you feel and be okay if she gets a bit squirrely. Just keep playing with it. Good. Good. So she's bent to, yeah, good. Now take the left hand away once. Carry the right hand. Yeah, carry the right. Now a little bit more hind leg, so take the left hand away again. She's not going to like. Good, now giving. Good, now relax. Let her do it. Good, now carry the right rein. Here you go. You feel that? Very good. Yeah, very good. You're right. Good. You're right. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right. And you're
good.
going to see that too on the video. She had quite a bit of bend and quite a bit of angle. And that's like going to actually, now you start to get into her a little bit. Like into her rib cage and into her hind legs and into her shoulders. Good. Bend your right arm. Very good. And she's already bending better there. Good. Right hip forward. Sit on the right side. Good. Take the left hand away. Right hand carried. Yep. There. Good. Right. Left hand away again once hard, like you mean it. Yeah. You feel that? The giving. Good. Carry the right hand again. Yep. Let her look a little more to the inside through the right side here. Yeah. Good. You feel the difference?
Yep.
Very good. Very good. And then you want to try it one more time?
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. So right hand carried. Yeah. She looks to the inside, sit on the right side, right hip forward. So, take the left hand away once. Carry the right hand. So, good. Left hand away once like you mean it. Carry the right hand. Yeah. Good, and then she looks to the inside, a little bit more towards me. Yep. A little bit more towards me. Carry the right rein. So, there you go. Now you got her. Right at the end there, she gave. You feel that? Good. Very good. She says, this is hard. Good. Carry the right hand. So, and sit. Now jump yourself over to the right. Ugh. Yeah, good. That's right. But you feel it, right?
Oh, yeah, see, yeah.
Yeah, good.
She says, I feel that too, Mom. So
Yeah.
quit doing it wrong and maybe I'd give it to you.
No, that's fine. And then hands in front. You can give her a little good. Very good. And then a little bit more forward. Even if we're going to let her sort of be like finished now, I just want to make sure she's actually going back to front. Good. And then one time for me, carry your right hand again once. So, and really feel her there on the right side and close your left fingers. Yeah, very good. But she looks quite loose here now. You should
Yeah.
feel it. She
Yes.
should feel a little bit more supple, a little bit more warmed up and all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
Good. Good. And then I don't know if you let her stretch or what you let her do to finish out, but
Generally.
yeah.
But then she's really stupid and she likes to spook.
Oh,
And then she has to go back to work.
right,
It's like, if you would just be smart.
right. Does that give you some ideas of stuff to,
Absolutely. And working on me is what's important, you
Yeah.
know, because
What-
I'm screwing them up, you know, they're just,
it's more that you get an awareness, and then also that I actually tell you how to do it and why. You know, because you can feel, you're a feeling rider, you can feel when you start to change how you're sitting on her, how it really
yeah.
influenced her, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you started to feel, and then also to have your hands a bit more in front of you. And that you start to operate that comfortably this way. And I'm not saying you have to ride around like this, but it's better to ride around with a bit more angle than not enough. And then have them hit a stiff wrist.
So what I've done is I've gone from saddle seat
Yep.
to
Exactly. And I'm sure everybody told you to put your hands down.
put my hands down. Yeah, I always get yelled at
Yeah.
to put my hands down.
Yeah. And the thing is that you can put your hands down when you understand how to mechanically use your elbow and your forearm and your wrist. Then you can relax it down. But you felt how much leverage you got too, right?
Yes.
And that's
yeah.
the thing. And then she's a lot softer because she's not getting it pulled back where it's not stiff.
So one of my saddle seat mentors, English pleasure mentor, Stanley White, we walk and we drink a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Drink a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And that's part of the horse's warm-up is that
Yep.
they
Yep.
do this.
Yep. Now, my question, did you have contact on the other rein? Yeah. So then he was really getting him through the pole and through the neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that much different. It's what I always try to avoid is pulling back, because that to me just shortens the neck in a way that they can't really deal with unless they're spooking and being stupid and need to have a short neck for a few minutes. You know what I mean? And
Right. And then go
gain
back
some-
and just...
exactly.
She's done so well relaxing. She's
Yeah.
gotten so much more relaxed
Yeah.
over the last 6 months.
Yeah. But you should be, I hope this helps you, give you some ideas about how you can just bring it to another level. you know, and also with understanding. Like, I hope that was clear enough.
Absolutely.
That it, you know, because that's what I
Absolutely.
try to do is like break it down enough for people to understand.
And because we have it on the video,
Yeah.
you know, I'll just replay the tape and replay
Yeah,
the tape.
and you'll see
Yeah.
the, yeah, but it's really that it's a huge difference. But you're too tight too. Relax. You're still too tight.
I know, I hold.
Woof.
Cannot convince myself.
You have to.
Yeah.
You're still too tight.
Really, even still?
Yeah, this is way too tight.
Aww.
Relax.
I like my
Relax.
left hand.
Still too tight.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. There you go. There you go. Weight is here.
Okay. Ah, thank you.
Okay, and then when they go to pull on you, push your stomach out and push your hands like you're pushing against it. Right. You feel that?
Yeah.
But with no wrist. There you go. That's a half halt.
Okay.
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 Yeah, but that's different. That's not coming this way when they pull on you. It's going like that. You're not going anywhere. It's like if you were surf single in side reins. The side reins don't shorten up when they pull against them.
Right.
They're just there. And they go, and then they go, oh, I can't do anything about it. So then they let go within the contact.
It's such a change working for that loose back, the foreneck, like using the front of the neck rather than just, hey, fold.
Yeah, no.
On an air, you can fold.
Oh, yeah.
They can do it.
Yeah.
But they lose the whole body.
Yeah.
And get
Yeah.
that whole body. And
But they love too, like these horses, because they are so sensitive. When you start getting very refined in the contact that way,
changing my mind.
they love it.
Yeah.
They love it. I ride a lot of
Yep.
Spanish horses, and they just cannot. They're so sensitive, and they cannot handle you coming this way. Can't deal with it. So that was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Very helpful.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. I'm glad you
Yeah.
asked. That's what usually what
you.
it takes is people just asking.
I know. I know.
So can I ask what do you charge when you come back?
Right. Well, we're bartering. We're trading right now. Yeah. But I mean, I'll be back through the summer anyways, but we can definitely work
My mare,
together.
we're just working. She's like training level. She's 10 years old and on and off, never in
Yeah.
training.
Yeah.
So we're just getting the lower base neck muscles developed, using the back, over top line,
Yeah.
relaxing, not freaking out about everything.
Right.
outside of the ring.
Right.
But yeah, it's me that needs to work.
Well, we all need to work.
So,
That's,
yeah,
I think,
I'm trying to
what's-
work as much as I can as fast as I